they welcomed us to the buffet. There was everything, fruits, everything. Just imagine somebody has been torturing you from the time I've told you, using all sorts of measures, and then he serves you a buffet to what? To eat. First of all, everybody was in fear. Everybody was in panic. Until I told colleagues, no, I think we need to eat this food. If they kill us all, it is okay. Because we were very hungry, we did not know how we are going to survive for the next 3 or 4 days. But of course, it was very hard to eat the what? Very hard to eat the food. It's like beating a kid and then later you bring meat. It is very hard. So from there, just summarize the story. They took us, they told us they are going to reunite us with our families, but we need to go to Kololo and address a press conference and tell the country what has happened. Now at Kololo, the guy was, I think he's the coordinator of ESO, something like that, I don't know. It's not director, it's spoke protocol and liaisons officer. So he addressed the press, and I think some of you were there. He told you what happened, and he said, you know, these guys, they were arrested by the government of Kenya, and Kenya said we have Uganda and is the other side. We want you to resettle them with their families. For us, we don't have any problem with them. I think they have not committed any offense. We shall hand them over to police so that they locate their relatives, so that we complete the process of resettling them with their families. So colleagues, that's how we get into the hands of police. So we take it to Nakuru after the press conference. We take it to Nakuru. That very evening, we were later put in a bus at around 10 something and taken 10-30 years and taken to Nagalama. Actually, we spent a whole week in Nagalama. From Nagalama, we produced court. In Kitalia, I discovered these two very important things, and I thought I'd speak this when the US president is actually here. There are two things that I discovered in Kitalia, and these are matters that are legal in nature. There are people that are remanded in Kitalia and they spend years without going for trial. 10, 13 years. I mean, how do you remind somebody and even forget that you reminded that person? How does somebody make an appeal? Because we know very well that justice delayed is justice what? Denied. How does somebody make an appeal? How does somebody fail an appeal? And you take 15 years minus hearing the appeal. I think the Honorable Senator, you know, you need to raise this in Parliament. If it is a question of resources, we should have a determinate period on which somebody should start remand. Somebody should, because remand shouldn't be a sentence. In its own sense, it should not be a sentence. Otherwise, 10 years is way too much. It is too much. Then the other most important thing that I'm not listening to you, Honorable Semuju, and other members of Parliament that are here, that when you get to Parliament, key decisions should be given priority. He invited the Honorable Norbert Mao to explain why the appeal on matters of bail, because there was a petition that was taken to court challenging the Chief Justice's guidelines on bail. There, it is clear, it was there. The Constitutional Court gave its ruling, and then the state appealed. How come up to now, the same has not been heard? Does this require too much time? Is it a question of money? What is the problem? The other that must be heard in time is the question, we need to seek the indulgence of the Minister of Justice to find out why the appeal on the legality of the court martial hasn't really been heard. Whether civilians should be tried in what? In the court martial. These are serious issues. Why should we be sitting in that same parliament? Actually, they are using the court martial to punish our people. I think, in my view, this matter should be heard and determined. We should know the position of the Supreme Court on the issues that have been raised.
The venue of choice was a church facility, the church in between. And so for us who were sleeping on the residences which were around it. So, and we had really gone to discuss the future of our country, to discuss politics, and nothing to do with terrorism. Besides, all these people here, none of them is a religious fundamentalist. I had my rosary on. I have never seen it since then. So these people whom really, in my view, as the prayer was saying, we must begin to make a difference on who we are and those we are fighting. Those we are fighting really have found us in a church facility compound and attack us in a way they did. Really, there is no reason somebody cannot tell me that they are a force that represent evil. Really, nobody can convince me that they are not a force of evil. They attacked us in the most brutal ways. If people describe what they went through, it's unbelievable. God was there in watching as these people attacked us. Jesus was there watching. Even Mary, the grotto was well lit. It was the most shining thing at that hour of the night. People had no shame. They came and attacked us in a way that they did. But also, it underlines the differences in how our security forces operate and those of Kenya operate. We were attacked by a force that is an equivalent of flying squad here from the Kenyan side, and then our Ugandans, I don't know whether they were ESO or they were also flying squad. But the Kenyans quickly realized that they had made a mistake. Within 1 hour of attacking us, they had realized that they had made a mistake. And they were a little bit apologetic to the extent that they started telling us that we are going to take you back to your banana republic. Because after the attack, Ugandans retreated. Ugandans were actually the ones who were beating us. Kenyans did not beat us. For them, they would break, pick you, and then Ugandans start hitting, kicking, and unnecessarily. I don't even understand why they were doing that. So it also explains how the differences in training of our forces, that there has been progress on the other side in terms of, even intelligence and understanding that we have made a mistake. Our people here could not realize that they had made a mistake, and even when they brought us here, they still went ahead and charged us wrongly, falsely, for terrorism. Completely unnecessary. So why I am saying all this is that we need, I am not going to talk about the prison experience, because it's part of, if you are in the struggle, you must know that you are going to be arrested, you are going to be in prison, and if maybe God wishes, you can also die. So the prison experience is not going to be part of my, what I'm going to talk about is what we need to do ourselves now that we are out, to see that what had taken us there, to fight that force of evil that does not die out. Our leader who is not here often tells us about how this country is governed by Satan. And he has said it extensively, though it has not been covered to the level that he has said it. So if we all agree, like we agree this side that we are fighting a dictator, and then we also come to agree that there is also a force of Satan that we are dealing with, then we must have a different mindset that we will have to confront both a dictator and Satan. And to do that, you must go back to the Bible. The Bible tells us that you must be strong and courageous. Okay? And it also commands you that you must not be afraid. You must not be discouraged. You must not be terrified. For the Lord your God is with you. The reason we are here is testament that we can triumph over evil. And so if we allow this force of evil, the devil, Satan, to keep ruling this country will be destroyed. And the destruction is underway. I hope you can see it. The destruction is going on unabated. But if we ourselves here and those of you who are there decide to work together and fight this Satan, this devil, this force of evil, this country will be liberated. And I believe we are a force of liberation that can achieve that goal. Thank you very much.